Okay, hello everyone, and happy Wednesday. Woo! We have a full body session today. We're going to be focusing on our conditioning, full body conditioning workouts, starting off with a warm up. We don't need any equipment. For the workout though, I have my equipment back here that I will be using, my 8-pound dumbbells, glute bands, as well as a long band. We'll be having options using all of the above here. And then I would like you guys to lace up, put your shoes on, especially if you are going to be joining me on the high impact jumping stuff, because you'll want that support for your feet, for your knees, for your hips. Okay, so let's get you started on this warm up, which comes to the end of the mat to begin. Hip width apart in the feet, soft knees. We'll bring it down into our walkout, getting that nice stretch in the back of the legs, walking all the way down to the bottom. When we get down here, we're going to lift the hips up and drop one heel while bending opposite knee, doing 3 of these walks total, or per side rather, 6 total. So we'll go through 3. And then we'll drop those hips back into the plank, and we'll walk ourselves up to the top, reaching up and doing that again 4 more times to make it 5 total. So we go down to the bottom, lift those hips up to the ceiling, push up onto your toes. We'll feel that nice stretch through the calf, through the hamstring, back of the leg, doing 6 of them, 3 per side, and then we'll walk up to the top. Woo. So we'll take our sweet time, let you guys get through 3 more of those ones total. And here we go. We're all in here, perfect. Okay, so we'll get going through 5 of these. Again, take your time with them. There is really no use or sense in rushing through. We'll get through our 5. Okay, so again, you're reaching those arms above your head between each of those walkouts. Alrighty, so we'll get that last one. As we are coming to an end, the next one you can either turn around or walk yourself to the very front of your mat. We're going to have both of our hands down by our sides like this, standing hip width apart in the feet, but we need some space behind us, because we'll be stepping back into the lunge. The arm on the side that steps back is going to reach up and over our head, and then we'll come back up to the center, and I'll switch and do that same thing on the other side. So we're going through 20 of these ones total. Again, stepping back, reaching up, and you'll feel a nice opening stretch through this hip, through the side. Other arm can just hang out down to the side here, and we'll go through 20 of these total, 10 per side. So you need a little bit of space there and kick the wall a couple times. Okay, so we'll get going through those ones. Get a nice opening stretch through the hips, the legs. There you go. Okay, upper bodies, warming up as well. So we'll go through 20, right side, left side, 10 per side. And then, as we finish up that one, you can bring yourselves into the center of your mat, standing hip width apart in our feet, with a bit of an angle out on our toes into our squat stance. We're going to be working with an overhead squat for the next one. So we'll sit down into that squat, standing all the way up to the top, keeping those arms extended and reaching above our head the entire time. We'll get going through 10 reps of these total, trying to push our knees out against the pinky toes, driving the knees apart, never seeing our hands, because if you see your hands, your arms are most likely not quite above your head. They're probably kind of falling, which happens because it's actually kind of hard to keep your arms above your head as we squat, especially to keep them straight. It does require quite a bit of mobility through your shoulders and your upper back. So if this is something that you are struggling with, well then, you have to practice this more often, because it's probably the only thing that's going to help you get better at this specifically. So we'll get going through these ones, 10 of them. Once you're done, we'll throw up those feet and straighten them out. So now they're parallel, keeping those arms above our head. Next one is a hip hinge. So we want soft knees. We're going to push the hips back until we feel that stretch through the back of the legs, and then we'll pull the hips forward, now going through 10 of these, moving just through the hips. So the knees are slightly bent, but they're not bending as we go through that motion. They're going to stay in that same position, moving just through the hips, straight arms, Maybe your shoulders are starting to burn a little bit, maybe a little residual from last couple days. So we'll go through 10, and then we are headed down onto the floor for the next one. So you can come on down here with me into our all four position. We're going to be working with our bird dogs. Okay, this one is a full body situation. We're going to be getting some core activation, some glute activation, waking up our balance muscles. Everything in our back side is working on this one. Hands and knees to start, shoulders stacked on the wrists, hips stacked on the knees. We'll lift opposite arm and leg, reach them out, and go through that one side where I'm not touching the floor. I'm trying to bring them in and extend them out. Nice strong core so we have no arch in our back. We almost want to do a bit of a crunch so you feel your glute working more on that extended leg. We'll go through 10 on this side, and then we shall switch and do 10 on this side, and thinking about the core, thinking about your butt, doing the work to kick that leg up. 10 and 10, and then don't go anywhere because we have one more version of these guys that you will complete before you stand up. Okay, so let's get these 10 done. 10 consecutive reps. We're not touching the floor. We're trying to tap into a little bit of that balance. Okay, so as you finish up that 10, the next 10 that you will do, the last 10, I should say, we will go through that same thing, but when you reach this top point, we're going to reach out our leg and our arm away from the midline. Okay, so we're trying to extend our arm and leg out like this, and then we want to reach that arm out, and then of course the leg out, hard to do at this angle, but so that you guys understand that we're moving everything away from the midline, which is where your body is in the middle. Okay, so let's do this. We're trying to now add that slight outward motion at the top of that bird dog, and then we want to come back in, back down, and then that's one full rep. We'll do 10 of those on this side, 10 on the other side, okay? These ones are much harder than they look, for sure. Again, we're thinking about our core, remembering to breathe, all of that fun stuff. We'll get these done, 10 per side, and then we can stand up off of the floor. Off of the floor. Okay, so we have a couple more moves in our warm-up. This next one is going to tap into the mobility of your inner thighs, your adductors. We're going to be working with a side lunge with the focus of loosening up the inner thighs. You can come to the side or the center of your mat. You'll need a little bit of space on one side. We'll be stepping out into that lunge, shifting our hips back onto that starting side, and then we'll push back up to the top, going back over to the right, shifting to the left, and then pushing up to the right. So you can count every time you end up in that standing position is 1, and we'll be going through 10 of these total. Now, if I turn to the side, you can see here that as I step into that side lunge, rather than just sitting down and kind of having my knee pushed forward and keeping my chest up, I'm really trying to stick my butt out, okay, which is going to put the focus here and keep the knee in a lot more safe position. So again, we're trying to look for that bit of a stretch through the inner thighs, and that really comes down to you and your body, and your mobility, and how flexible you are in those adductors. So we'll just work it as we can. No pain, just a nice little stretch. Okay, so as we finish that one up, we are going to get you started on these first 2 exercises. Now, these first 2 movements that we're going to do are all about balance. That is what we like to throw in on Wednesdays. We're going to be starting off with our eyes closed, standing. Okay, so this is one that we have been working on and we have had in the program. We've taken it out and we are closed on a timer, 30 seconds on this side, and then we'll switch and 30 seconds on this side, okay? Now, right off the bat, I know that some of us are getting better at this, and almost, I don't want to say maybe it's getting easy for you, but maybe that is the case, okay? So what I want you to think about today, if you are finding that just simply standing is getting a little bit easy, maybe you're surpassing this part, what you're going to do is work on a slight hip hinge, okay? So we're going to try to push back, pull forward. You don't have to go through the full deadlift, okay, which is what we will lead up to. But we're just trying to, again, we'll have our eyes closed, work through this one leg, okay, 30 seconds, and then 30 seconds, we'll be repeating 3 sets total. And I'm gonna start this right now, so you guys can start getting your balance on. Okay, are you ready? Ready or not? 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Timer has started. No beat, because it's just a running stopwatch. So stand on one leg, okay? Soften out that knee. If you're good here, close your eyes, all right? If you're not good, if you feel like you're gonna fall over, position yourself close to something stable, a wall, a chair, a couch, something, and just lightly graze it, all right? Because safety is, of course, first, and I don't want you guys tumbling. It's not worth it, okay? So we'll keep holding here and switch sides. So whatever you did on that first side, we'll try to do over here. Most likely you had your eyes open to start, you found your balance, okay, and then you shut them, and woo, here we are. Okay, so you might find one side's a little harder than the other. Again, we'll try to keep it as even as possible. You will have 2 more chances to do this, okay? And that second chance starts in 3 seconds. And switch sides. Okay, here we go. Second set. So again, if you were good, you can close eyes. You didn't have to hold on to anything. Okay, now I want you to try to soften out the knee and just work with a slight hinge in the hips, pushing the hips back and then pulling them forward. Okay, again, if that completely throws you off, start to fall over, you can go back to what we were just doing, but that is what we will work up to eventually. Okay. And switch legs. Other side, other leg, let's go. Okay, and we're on a stopwatch here, so we'll try to just hustle and get going right on the other side. Right, so we'll hold this here. Okay, we're going to go through one more set. I know, this is like, it's been a minute since we've done this eyes closed stuff. All right, and switch. We'll go back to the first side, and this is at the final set with our eyes closed, trying to balance, okay? There we go. So we'll try our best to finish strong here. We have 15 seconds on the side. Whatever you're doing right now, we'll just keep on keeping on. All right. And whatever you have right here, we'll bring to the other side right now. Here we go. So we'll switch sides. This is it, the final 30 seconds, standing on one leg. What a skill. But it is, and it is important to be able to balance for lots of reasons. And this is a really awesome exercise and technique with eyes shut in order to improve our balance. 10 seconds left. I'm trying to sell you on it. You're already doing it. You're almost done it. Okay, we'll keep going here. And 3, 2, 1, you can open your eyes. Nice work. Okay, so hopefully you are feeling warmer in terms of all your little stabilizers, your leg muscles, those little tiny muscles that we don't normally use when we're not balancing. Because the next exercise is also balanced. Eyes will be open, which is good news. We are going to be going into an overhead single leg deadlift. So I'm going to stick you back on that running clock. We'll be doing 30 seconds on this side, where we're trying to have this overhead position in our single leg deadlift. Okay, 30 seconds over here, and then we'll switch and do 30 seconds on this side, 3 sets total, and then balance work is done, and we are going to get you started on the conditioning. So with this one here, just had my arms above my head, although my arms are a little bit cut off on this camera here. Arms are straight above my hands. Same rules apply. We should never see the hands. Okay, if you're looking at this one, having a feeling that it's going to be a little bit easy, adding a towel or a band or a light weight over your head. We're going to do 3 sets, and you are starting your first one in 5 seconds. Okay, so start with, again, whatever leg you want. 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Let's do it. So we're trying to keep those arms above our head, soft knee, and we'll work with pushing our hips back and then pulling our hips forward. Balance. All right, so in theory, by now, this should be actually a little bit easier than it would be if we had started with this, because we already did that balance stuff. So we're hopefully a little bit more awake in our leg muscles. and switch sides. Okay, whatever you're doing, we'll bring it to the second side. Let's go. Okay, trying to move just through the hips, pushing the hips back, pulling the hips forward. If you can't quite get this with the overhead, you can work your way up to it by having your arms down here, and eventually you can add those overhead in. Okay, so we have 2 more sets. That second one starts right now. Here we go. So second set on that first side. There we go. Sometimes you just got to take a moment to find your balance. Okay, there we go. And then we'll go through our set. Okay, so you have a nice strong core. Balancing things. And we will switch sides. Second set, second side. We have 1 more after this one. Okay. There you go. So nice, strong, straight arms. And we're trying to pull our belly button into our spine. Okay, final set starting in about 10 seconds. So we're going to do 1 more rep on this side. Okay, and switch sides. Nice work. Okay, this is it. The last set on both the legs of these single leg deadlifts. Okay. Last set for the day, last set for the week. Let's get them done. Trying to really, again, tap into our balance. Try not to touch the floor between our reps. 10 seconds left. Let's do it. Okay, final side in 3, 2, and switch sides. This is it, the last set, the last side. Let's go. Okay, I know by now, if you're doing this correctly, with your arms above your head, your shoulders are probably burning right now, okay? Because we know that even just holding our arms above our head makes our shoulders work and produces that burning sensation, that lactic acid that I talk about sometimes. So just try to keep them straight. 10 seconds left. Hopefully I distracted you a little bit, okay? Because you are almost there in 3, 2, 1, and now you are at that part. Great work. You can grab yourself some water. Woo! We are going to get you started on our first 2 conditioning exercises, okay? So I'm almost going to say our first 2 exercises, but we just did those, okay, the balance ones, and they are done. So now we are going to be working with our cardio, all about our heart, our lungs, getting our conditioning going. We are working off of a AMRAP timer. So rather than having an interval timer, which we have kind of beep us in and out of our rounds, we are going to be setting a time cap, and you are going to be completing as many rounds as possible, which is that AMRAP acronym, within that time cap, which for today is 10 minutes. So we're going to have 3 different pairings with 2 exercises. So they're going to be in groups of 2, where we're going to spend 10 minutes doing those 2. We're going to go hard, and we are going to do as many sets as we can of those 2 movements with a prescribed amount of reps in that 10 minutes. Okay, once we're done, we're going to have about 2 minutes to regroup. Okay, I will explain the next 2 exercises, and then we are doing that again for 3 different combos. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. And of course, if it doesn't, it will as we start. So because there is no time rest here, you make your own rest. What I'm going to do is explain these first 2 exercises. You can do them with me if you would like. Just kind of take it a little bit slower, practice them, get used to them. Okay, you probably already know some of these ones. And then I will start this timer. You will go as hard as you can for 10 minutes, and then we will go from there. Okay, we'll talk all about your rest and all stuff within that timer, 10-minute timer rather. But let's start off on these 2 movements, okay, which the first one, 10 by 10 jacks. So we're going to be completing 3 sets total. Now there's 2 ways to count this. You can either count your sets and do 10 jacks here, okay, so you can count 10, and then you can go down and count 10, and then that would be 1 complete set. We need to do 3 of those, okay, so personally, that's kind of the more confusing way to count it. The other way that you can do it is simply count all your jacks. So you can do 10 here, and then you can go down and you can do 10, so that would be 20, and then you would just count up to doing 60 jacks total, okay? So there's two ways to do that. We'll talk about that as we go, of course. We're going to be pairing this one with our infamous invisible ball slams. So we're going to be holding that invisible ball, that air in our hands, and exhale, slamming ourselves down, going through 20 of these total. Once we're done these two movements, take a little bit of rest if we need it, and we'll be on that timer for 10 minutes, okay? Which I'm gonna start right now. So hopefully you're ready. Because ready or not, we are starting in 3, 2, 1. Here we go, let's do it. So jacks, again, we're doing 3 sets total, 10 by 10. So 10 jumping jacks. If you're low impact, we're like this, again, counting all of them. And then we go down, plank jacks. Again, if you're low impact, going like this. And we're doing that 3 times. Okay, so let's go. So this way that this layout is today for this conditioning, it can be a little bit distracting, okay, because you do have to count, you do have to kind of pay attention, whereas I've very much trained you guys to kind of not have to think about that stuff, more just work off of a timer. So do what you got to do. I've given you 2 options to count these jacks, but yeah, whatever works best for you is all good, okay? So we'll get these done, then 3 rounds total, and then we're going into 20 of these invisible ball slams. We're trying to exhale and slam that air down. So we'll go through these ones, 20 of them, and then, well, we're doing it again. Okay, so we'll try our best to get through these exercises as quickly as we can. The jacks, the ball slams, okay, get them done. Get them done, and then if you need to take a little bit of rest before you start your second set, I would prefer that over you know, taking rest between every exercise or having to stop within that round, within that one movement. You have lots of time, 8 minutes time, okay? So gauge your own rest. Towards the beginning here, you might not need as much. You could probably just keep going between these two, but you know, you're going to be here 8 more minutes. So towards the last 5, maybe 3 minutes, you might be needing to take a little bit more rest, and that is, again, completely up to you, okay? Let's get it. All right. Okay, so we're working through the jacks, the ball slams. Very nice. Very nice. There it is. Okay, so we'll get through our second set here. If you have not started already, we gotta get to work. Starting on our second round. Okay, we'll get those jacks done. Then moving on to those ball slams. Remember the rules with these ball slams. The down should be more powerful and fast than the up. So we want to use our exhale to power ourselves down, because most of us have done ball slams in real life with actual balls to slam, and you know that that ball does not bounce, okay? And the goal is to get it to bounce by throwing it so hard. So I want you to channel that energy right now and try to chuck this air as hard as you can so that you can get the most out of this one, okay? So again, 20. And then if you need to take a little bit of time, we have 6.5 minutes left. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, so again, staying light on our feet. There it is. All the jacks. Getting them done. So in theory, 4 to 5 rounds is adequate, okay? It is what I expect of you, okay? At least 4 rounds, maybe 5, right? If you have lost count of your rounds, that's okay. You don't have to worry about that. But lots of us work and operate a lot more effectively and efficiently if we have some sort of baseline that we need to cover, okay? So that's what I want you to work towards, is getting at least 4 sets in, maybe pushing upward to 5. But let me tell you, it's not going to be easy, okay? You're about 5 minutes in, just over 5 minutes. That is halfway point, okay? So you're probably maybe are almost starting your 3rd set. So it's very possible for you to get at least 5 in. Maybe you can even challenge yourself to 6, okay? But also keep in mind that if you need to take rest, do it at the end of your set. Once you're done your ball slams, okay? Your air ball slams. All right, and that rest doesn't have to be you just like standing there. You can move around your room, you can grab water, do what you gotta do, okay? If you get distracted easily, you watch a timer and set a timer for about 30 seconds, and then we'll get going right into it again, okay? Because we have 4.5 minutes left that you need to keep working through these 2. Now the very next part about this format, this AMRAP kind of timer circuit that we're doing here, is that once you're done this 10 minutes, okay, and 4 more, you are done these 2 exercises and do not have to do them again. Which is great news, and maybe you might feel a little bit better than having to kind of like come back in a bigger circuit. So we'll remember that and try to finish strong as you can. Keep count. All right. So we'll try to get through at least 1 more entire set. All of them. There you go. Okay, so breathing through these. Awesome. Okay, so we'll try to stay as consistent as we can. I know you're starting to get a little bit tired. This is what I was talking about, right? This last like 3 minutes, which we have left right now. This is where it starts to get a little hairy and a little quite challenging, okay? And it's really where you need to really tap into what you were doing and just keep doing it. This is the first pairing, first superset. I don't want to say it's the easiest, but you're definitely the least tired compared to how you will feel in the next 2, okay? So 3 minutes left. We'll try to just keep pushing ourselves. Timer. We need to keep working, no matter where we are in our set. So keep on, keep it on. Let's go. We will try to pace ourselves. And if you are following along in the low impact, okay, you probably have to think about it a little bit more to push yourself, all right? So it can be, I don't want to say easy, not being done in low impact, but you do have to hustle, okay? And the more you push yourself, the more intense you can be, even if you're not jumping, the more involved that this is going to be, more challenging. Okay, 2 minutes left. Let's go. Okay, takes about 1 minute, 45 seconds to a minute to complete each of these. So we should be able to get 1 more full set in. Okay, we gotta work for it though. There we are. Okay, so we're trying to get our butt down, get our hips down, get through that full range of the squat. Let's finish up strong here. 1.5 minutes, my friend. Let's do it. Okay. Strong finish. Okay, this is it. 60 seconds left on this clock right here. 1 minute. Whoops. That was me accidentally pressing stop. My bad. Keep going. I know I got your hopes up. I was like, listen to the alarm. Okay, keep on going here, you guys. We have 45 seconds left on this timer right here for you to get these jacks and ball slams, air slams in. Okay, so keep going. There it is. Okay, just about 20 seconds. There you go. Okay, keep it going here, and then you want to stop. That's only have to keep doing this for 10 more seconds, okay? And I know that you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and there it is. Nice work. Nice work. Okay, so we are going to take 2 minutes right now, which I have set on this timer for you to rest a little bit. Again, walk around, grab some water. I'm going to explain and talk about the next 2 movements, where we are going to be following that same format, okay? So these next ones here, this first one is going to start off in a plank position. We're going to be down doing a plank row. Now with this one, right off the bat, we're going to be combining this with a athletic burpee, okay? And the reason why I'm mentioning this is because some of us, I know, don't like to be in that plank position so much for the sake of our wrists. And I have a wonderful option, okay? So if that's you and you know that's you, we can do this plank row from our forearms on a bench or a chair rather than down on the floor, how I will be doing it, okay? So what we're going to be doing is 10 of these plank rows, 10 on this side, and then we'll switch and do 10 on this side. Again, if I had my chair, my bench in front of me, I can bring myself up onto it and use my forearm to support myself. And it's just going to take a lot of that work off of the wrists, okay? And it's not bad work, all right? It just might be a little bit too much for some of us. And I know that because I know you guys and I know your bodies, all right? So this is the first one. We're going to be completing 10 and 10. With this one, double check before I get you too excited. You guys are going to be working with split jumps. So we're going to be doing, my list is all messed up here. We have athletic burpees, my friends. Yes, we're doing 10 of them. I was looking at the bottom one there. Okay, 10 athletic burpees, which are the ones without the push-up, which is good news, okay? So once we're finished those 10 plank rows, we're going here, 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 10 times, okay? And then that is going to be you in your 10-minute circuit, which is going to start right now, because that 2-minute timer is up. Okay, are you guys ready? As ready as you're gonna be. Okay, sorry about the confusion there. We are starting plank rows in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Timer has started. I know there's no starting beep, but we are off, okay? So we'll work with these rows. Again, we're trying to get in 10 on this side, and then we'll switch. Whew, these ones are gonna warm you up. Okay, trying to keep the hips stable. This has been a common theme for us this week in all of our core work, trying to avoid having the hips do the shifting, tilting side to side situation. So we'll try to do that down here as well. Again, with this one, we have these athletic burpees, hands down, out. If you're low impact, we're going to step and step rather than jump. Okay, you're doing 10 of those, and then we're doing it again as many times as you can in our 10 minutes. Woo! Okay, so like I said, my friends, we have 3 of these supersets total. This is the second one, so we're going to get this done, and then we have 1 more pairing after this, giving you a little timeline, a little home stretch outlook on this session. So once you're finished those athletic burpees, you're probably going to be feeling quite hot and heavy. Okay, so again, now would be the time for you to grab a quick sip of water, take a couple of deep breaths. There's no prescribed rest, but if you need to take some, now's your time to shine. We'll try to get going right into our next set. We have 8 minutes left, just 8.5, 8 and 20. There's like a glare on this phone, and I'm like trying to read the timer. There we go. All right, so we'll get through our second set. Plank rows on athletic burpees. We got it. There we go. So we'll work through our second set here. Now, for those of you who do not have dumbbells, kind of left you hanging a little bit on that plank row. There's a couple things that you can do. You can use a band. You can put a band around each side of your wrist and pull in that band, anchoring it with this hand instead of the dumbbell. Or you can just pull in your hand instead of the dumbbell, okay? and be like here, and then work with this, okay, with no weight in your hand, and that is okay. All right, so 10 and 10. There you are. Now, like most things, especially when we're working our strength, I always talk about this, okay? But in this one specifically, slower you go in these plank rows, the more challenging it's going to be, okay? Because we have some sneaky core work being thrown in here. I mean, just holding that plank position, having to lift up that one arm at a time. We know that involves the core because it's something that we do very often. You have to control the hips, all right? So if you slow that down, and if you take longer to complete those 10 rows, maybe you hold it in, maybe you just simply slow her down, it's going to take you longer to complete your sets, which means maybe you won't get as many sets in, but they'll be much more challenging, okay? Maybe even you might have to take a bit of rest, which is probably a good thing if you're making it that hard, okay? But we will try to keep that rest limited, about 30 seconds, all right? Trying to get through at least 3 more rounds because we have 6 minutes left. These two. We get these 2 done. Okay, we have 2 more after this. I kind of threw in a little teaser on one of the exercises. Okay, last few sets of this one. And we are done. The burpees for today and for the week. Okay, but we'll keep going here. 5.5 minutes. Okay, so again, same thing on the rest. Once you're done those burpees, we want to get those done as fast as you can. Okay, be as intense with those ones, not slowing down. Okay, we're trying to do those burpees as quickly as we can. And then once you're done, you can move around the space that you have a little bit. Okay, and that's going to allow you to have a stronger set on your next one. You are more than halfway. We have 4.5 minutes left. Woo! All right, so we'll drink water. Lots of up and down. Okay, we're combining a plank, which is, gonna get all the blood flow into your head. And then we're going up and down. So if you are at any point feeling a little bit lightheaded, a little bit dizzy, you should not be feeling that way. Okay, so just take a second to take some of those nice deep breaths, kind of calm yourself down. Drink your water, all right? Especially because there's no time for me to kind of tell you to be stopping and drinking your water. You have to take that on for yourself. And so this is my reminder to do that, okay? 4 minutes, we got this. Four minutes, have fun. I know, these ones are not the most fun, okay? But you're gonna feel amazing after you're done them. You will. Okay. All right. So just over 3 minutes. Okay, so again, this is where, you're gonna want to stop. You don't want to do this anymore. Your body is tired, your mind is tired, okay? But you're gonna feel so much better at the end of this session, throughout the rest of the day today, throughout the rest of the week, if you just do this as best as you can. 3 minutes left for you to do everything that you can. Okay, it might look different from what I'm doing or what someone else is doing, but that's completely fine. Okay, whatever you got going on right now, this is it, okay? Under 3 minutes, all right, same thing with this one. This one actually takes a little bit less time to complete each set, so you might even get 2 more rounds in if you hustle for them, okay, especially on those burpees. Take your time on the rows. Okay, yes. Keep breathing between our sets. 2 minutes. Good. All right. last chance with these ones, okay? Under 2 minutes. You guys have just about a minute and a half to do your thing. You're pushing for at least one more full round of these ones. All right, so a couple of sips of water if you need it. We're approaching our last set, but I don't want you guys to stop until this timer goes off, okay? So whatever you can do, you have a minute and 10 seconds to do it right now. Maybe we'll be done this once. And I know that is sounding like great news right now. Maybe you've been thinking about that towards the beginning of this round, okay, but you are almost there. Not quite. So we'll keep going through, finishing one more set of one of these. Left legs, okay, so take our time. Last chance, 30 seconds. Oh, and that sounds like just enough time to do one more set of those athletic burpees. So you better get to work and see if you can get 10 in within the next 25 seconds. And it's not going to be easy, okay? I think you can do it. All right, let's go. 15 seconds left. Last chance to beat it. Let's go. 10 seconds. Strong finish, my friends. Let's do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Nice work. Oh, it did not beep. That's okay, though. You are done. Nice work. Okay, so we have our same timer set. 2 minutes. To take us through this little bout of rest that we have right now. Okay, so hopefully you're all feeling good. Walk it off. Again, drink your water. We have one last part to this conditioning session today. Okay, we're following the exact same format, 10-minute time cap. We have 2 movements. Okay, we're going to talk about this first one, which is our split jumps. So with these ones, we are going to be counting 20 of these ones. Now, the count on these is a little different. It's kind of like a 2 for 1. Every time that this foot returns back is 1. Okay, so we go 1, 2, 3. So we're just counting one of those positions, not like 1, 2, 3 total. Now, we've done split jumps in so many different ways, okay? Today, most important is that you're getting 20 of these in as quickly as you can with the use of your arms and your legs, okay? We can keep them straight. We can keep them bent. We'll talk about that. Low impact, you're going back and forth like this. But we're doing 20. If you want to travel, if you want to move sideways, okay, it does not matter to me, but we're going to get 20 of those in. With this one, we're pairing it with a power lunge. We're doing 10 of these per side, where we're going to step back into the lunge and then take off into that power lunge. Oh, yes, okay? 10 on this side, and then we'll switch and do 10 on the other side, okay? So this is us. We ain't gonna waste no time or energy. I'm just gonna press start on this timer, and you can start your first set. Starting off with split jumps. If I really want to do the lunges first, that's okay. Okay, but we are starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? 20. Let's go. There it is. Split jumps with a purpose. Okay? So very often, most of the time, if not all of the time, we do these guys on a timer, all right? And I just have you kind of go doing 1x8 speed, you know, doing your thing there. But today you have a purpose. We want to get 20 done as fast as we can. Same with the lunges. We're trying to exhale and drive our knee up and end up so our body from our heel, knee, hip, shoulder, everything is straight at the top. We have those opposite arms. Exhale. Powerful reps. 10 and 10. Okay? And then, yes, you're doing it again. All right. Now, these ones. Okay, same idea. We're trying to get as many sets as we can in. We need to take a bit of rest. We'll be after those lunges. Okay. But the way of combining these ones, you might not need to take as much rest, especially towards the beginning here, because we have such different stuff going on, okay? Except the fact that your heart and lungs, your cardio, is working really hard in both of these. The split jumps, they are kind of a full-on cardio exercise, whereas those power lunges are more of like a leg cardio exercise, okay? So we can keep going through these two, engaging our own rest, but only taking it after we're done both of those movements. I know I've been very clear about that, but that will apply here as well. 8 minutes left. Okay, so these ones again will go a little bit faster, most likely, than our other ones. So we'll be aiming upward 6 sets, 5 to 6 at least on this one. Same thing, you do not have to count those if that messes you up if you don't want to. But if you want something to work towards, we'll try to get at least 5 to 6 rounds. All right, and this is the last pairing, okay? So this is it. We need you through these two as hard as you can, and then we are done for today, which is great news. Okay, hopefully you're feeling good right now, although maybe you're not feeling so good. You're probably feeling very worked, very tired, like you want to be done. But you're almost there, and you're going to feel way better if you just do this with us right now. So low impact, we can lunge, shoot up onto that toe to produce that powerful lunge, or you can keep that heel down and just drive the knee up. Okay, whatever floats your boat without you having to jump and leave the floor, of course. All right, split jumps. So the goal of these split jumps, like I was saying, is to get them done as fast as you can. Okay, we want to get all 20 in with full intensity. Get them done so that you earn whatever rest, if you need to take any. We want you to push yourself so hard that you actually need it. And you're not just taking it because it's there, it's an option. All right, so that's how I want you guys feeling. And sometimes it's hard to do for ourselves, but hopefully this time format of not as much rest allows you to push yourself a little bit harder, makes you feel that uncomfortable feeling in your lungs, in your cardio, your legs even, that I want you to feel. 6 minutes. Woo! Okay. Power lunging. Split jumps, very nice. There we go. Okay, so we'll try to get through at least 2 to 3 more sets. All right, so we are just over halfway. 5.5 minutes left. Awesome. Wow. Okay, let's do it in, my friends. Ready to see how many sets we can get. Okay, so we're over halfway there. Just under 5 minutes left. Okay, so we'll try again our best. I think you can get 3 more rounds. Okay, again, it's not going to be easy. You probably will have to limit your rest. And again, tap into that really uncomfortable feeling. But I want you to see if you can do that for us. Okay, 3 more times through this. That's 20 of these, and then 10 per side of our power lunges. There we go. Let's do that. Awesome. Oh, yes. Sneaky leg work. Okay, 4 minutes left. There it is. Okay, so we'll try to keep it as even as we can on all of these sets. Okay, whatever gas you got left in your tank. Let's try to use it on these last couple sets here. Okay, not thinking about how we feel and the fact that we're tired and all that, because that is, well, kind of irrelevant right now. Okay, regardless of how you feel, we want to push ourselves through these final couple sets. Okay, because you know that's why you're here. All right, because you probably might not do this if you were on your own. Okay, but we are here with you and you need you here with us. So let's try to finish up strong. 3 minutes and 15 seconds left for you to see if you can get 2 more sets in, and I think you can, okay? Just because I say 2 doesn't mean you have to stop at 2. It's like 3 minutes. So if you can get more in, that's great. But we're going to keep on working until this alarm goes off, and we'll be done this training session today. There we go. And so working with a strong finish to these lunges and trying to get all the way down. Drive our knee up, opposite arms. Exhaling as we drive. Woo! Burn your legs. Okay, last set. 2 minutes until the finish line, until you are done with the day. And I know that's great news. Okay. Nice work. Okay, breathe through this. So close. Okay, so let's go. Last set, right away. Don't think about it or you might not do it. We'll try to just get going on our final set. Okay, finish up that one. Get that other leg done. And let's see if we can get 1 more round in of at least these split jumps. Okay, let's see if you can do that for yourself in the next minute and 20 seconds. All right? And that's plenty of time to get these split jumps in if you are working at that high intensity, keeping it on the guts. Okay? 1 minute left. Okay, so we have 60 seconds. Try to finish strong on both of these, wherever you are. You're jumping, not jumping. Okay, this is it. The home stretch. But don't give up yet. 45 seconds. Okay, for you to keep going. And we want to make sure that you're keeping it even. If you are working with your lunges, leave yourself enough time to do your other leg, of course. 30 seconds. Woo! You got this. Okay, so just keep doing something for the next 30. Pushing yourself. Dusty is here to support you. Let's go, you guys. 20 seconds. She's out. Classic cat. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, pushing yourself here. Last 10 seconds. You got this. Okay, so keep it even. Give you a leg if you need to. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you are so very done. Okay, so hopefully you're feeling good. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're feeling a little bit hot and heavy. That's okay. We'll take a couple minutes right now to just walk it off. Breathe, all that stuff. Grab our water. Actually move around the room. It will help you. Take those deep breaths, all of that stuff. There are a couple stretches that I would highly suggest that you do. That she's jumping on my computer. So a couple stretches. First one is going to be your calves, because we did a lot of jumping around today and yesterday. And these guys down here tend to get tight, especially when we jump around, okay, and use them. So what we're going to do is stretch them out here. You can join me in this one as soon as you start to feel better, like you can have a conversation, like you're not so, hard to breathe, the chest and the lungs, okay? Once you feel okay, you can join me in the stretch of your calf. You can hold each side upward to a minute, at least 30 seconds. 1 minute is great. Okay, for the calves. Now this one, if you're going to do any, definitely do this one here. And then the other one is the infamous hip flexor stretch. So if you would like, you can do our standing version, which is kind of similar to that one, except we're kind of pushing the hips into this pelvic tilt. I do always like to hold on to something whenever I stretch out anything, especially the hips. They can be quite sensitive. They don't like to jar when we lose our balance. So hold on to something. You do them in this one. Same stretch, just depends on what's more comfortable for you, whether you like kneeling or whether you like standing. So same with this one, we'll hold each side for 30 to 60 seconds. This is going to be really important, especially if you are someone who struggles with a tight hips or a tight lower back. This is going to help you just overall loosen all that up and help eventually avoid any sort of that stuff from creeping up on you that happens. But not if we constantly stretch it, which is why I'm always on your ass about stretching out your hips, because I get it. So we'll do this on both sides. Anything else, you guys, that you want to stretch? Your upper body. Okay, we had some sneaky shoulder work. If you want to do your chest and shoulders or find yourself a door frame, something like that, please feel free to throw it in. Now is the perfect time, okay? Your body is nice and warm. I know you're feeling that. But all your joints are ready to go. All your muscles are ready to be stretched. So take some time right now if you have it, if you want to make some time to stretch it out a little bit. But at least try to do those two. And you guys are done with me. Thank you so much to Dave and Tanis for hanging out with me in the Zoom room. You guys rock. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow or later this week. Have a great day, you guys. Bye. And of course, if you are watching the replay, yay, please drop a comment below so I know you were here. Let me know how you feel, and I will see you at the next one. Okay, bye.